Welcome to Big Brother Basics, where we break down the basics of Big Brother Canada 3. My name's Jacob Harble, and joining with me tonight is the always fantastic, always fabulous Keith Guerrero. How are you doing tonight, Keith?
I'm doing fantastic, fabulous. Thank you so much for having me. How are you doing tonight, Jacob?
I'm doing great, and I'm really excited tonight because we're doing something we haven't done the entire season yet, which is we're having a jam-packed double recap, double episode. That's right, for all people watching, wondering, wait a second, where's the recap for Sunday night's episode? Well, look no further, viewers, because you are going to be watching us recap not only the events of last Sunday, but tonight's Veto episode events as well. Are you excited about that, Keith?
The drama!
It's a jam-packed event, and it's gonna be great.
Full-fledged bomb squad members.
All right, so let's kind of delve into the Sunday episode first. We kind of get a recap of the triple eviction. So my question to you, because Brittany, after Bruno uses the veto on Zach, Brittany just throws up Willow because she sees Willow as a wild card. Walk me through this decision again on how you feel. Do you feel like it should have been Ashley, or what do you think about it being Willow?
Well, spoiler alert with Ashley winning HOH. But I think that the decision is still right. Like, I love that Brittany is a selfish ally. And she said, I see your mind getting diluted with Willow in the house. I need Sarah to myself. And she just got rid of Willow so that Brittany is Sarah's number one. In doing so, they could have potentially isolated themselves from the house. But what else is going to happen when you're HOH of a triple eviction? All you're going to do is make enemies. That's the only downside to getting rid of two people that you want to get rid of. You're going to make so many enemies. So why not? Why not solidify your ally in Sarah, because she was giving more allegiance to Willow than to Brittany.
But I mean, come on, Keith. Like, why put up someone that you're not sure about instead of someone that you're positive is not going to be with you? Like, Ashley is going to be with Zach. And basically you by putting up Ashley, you are ensuring that this 4-person alliance is halved. Wouldn't it make sense to target the person that you know isn't going to be with you instead of the person that's kind of a wild factor?
No. Like I said before, I think that Willow wasn't good for Brittany's game, and no matter how you spin it, no matter how you turn it, I think that Brittany made the right call. I'm not sure if she's following through the way I would follow through with it. I mean, I would go up to Ashley and be like, you know what? Bruno used the veto on your boy Zach, but I ultimately kept you safe. Bruno was the one that was risking your big brother game because I could have easily put you up on the block. Remember that, should you win HOH.
Well, funny you say that.
Funny I say that. What a twist those twists.
Because Ashley wins HOH in an endurance torture chamber. What do you think about Ashley winning the HOH, especially with Brittany having the opportunity to put her on the block in the triple?
I was very surprised that she won because I thought her endurance thing was the hardest of them all. Like having to hang on by your hands and like the vibrating back thing on that incline, that looked painful. Sure, I think the thing around Bruno's neck was heavy, but I don't know. I think that Ashley's thing was way more torturous. So good for her that she won it. I think she deserved it. And I was actually expecting Bruno to win, so the fact that she pulled it out, like, good for her. And, like, Bruno with the whole, like, I need to see my family, I need to see my family. I'm like, you're acting like you're the only person with family, Bruno. Every other person has family, too.
I know, and that's frustrating because I really like Bruno, and it's just, like, so many times when we see people play that card, like, it's just kind of like,
he was playing it big. He was playing it so big, to the point where it was, like, not even believable, not even likable. It's like, shut up.
Even Devin was like, whoa, bro, come on, man. Calm down a little bit. But yeah, I thought that was just kind of like, all right, come on, Bruno, just play the game. Like, everyone's got a reason. Like, don't pull that card.
Exactly.
Let's talk about Bruno for a second because Bruno and Sarah get into a very heated argument during
Yeah.
tonight's episode. And I think it's because Sarah is just kind of like talking to Godfrey, and all of a sudden Bruno just kind of explodes on Sarah. And it's just like,
Yeah.
you know what? You were coming for me. You're done. And then Sarah's like, no, you're a snake. Screw you, screw you, screw you. What did you think about this exchange? Were you surprised that Bruno kind of, I guess, blew up on Sarah?
Yeah, like, what evidence was there that Sarah was coming after Bruno? As far as I knew, she was going after the couples, and that was like her only task or mission really in mind. And so it came out of really like left field for me to see Bruno just like aggressively like attack Sarah with words. But also I was really like, go Sarah, don't let him talk to you like that. Bark back, Sarah, you got this. I think she stood up for herself very well. But you know, like it's a high pressure situation. Triple eviction's happening. Bruno just made like such a statement by vetoing Zach. And you know, if I were Sarah, I'd be pissed too. And I think Sarah was just trying to figure out like the vote in a calm way, but Bruno was the one that was like really, really heated. Because I think Bruno at that time, since he vetoed, he like really put his neck out to possibly like ruining his own game. So he must be just stressed. So he's kind of taking it out on Sarah, but I don't think Sarah really deserved that. However, I think that's also part of Bruno's strategy. Like he needs to make Sarah and Brittany the outcasts, and by lashing out on that, Zach and Ashley are going to do whatever Bruno wants because he just saved Zach's life. So, I mean, I think it makes sense. He doesn't really need Sarah and Brittany anymore.
Yeah, no, I could agree with that. You know, I think Bruno in a way was in the right. I think his point that he was trying to make before it, like he blew up was just like, hey, like if I didn't use the veto, Zach and Kevin were going to go home. Then you would have had myself and Godfrey, the only two guys. Are you going to sit here and tell me that you guys would not have come after me after that? Like that's BS. But I think it just kind of escalated due to the situation that they were in and like the high stressful environment. But it's pretty crazy. Definitely not two people I would expect to be fighting with each other.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. So Godfrey had an interesting episode, not necessarily tonight, but last night, where he throws the HOH competition, he threw the POV competition, and he started making deals with all three pairs. He sees the pairs as Ashley and Pilar, Zach and Bruno, and Brittany and Sarah. Let's talk about Godfrey's game a little bit. Where are you seeing Godfrey right now?
Godfrey is your boy. I want you to take it away first, man.
I like it. I mean, I get a little bit nervous because, you know, there's only 7 people left, and we're starting to enter that phase of the game where competitions weigh heavily on who leaves every week. And so it's very nerve-wracking to see him throw these competitions so like quickly. So that makes me nervous. I like that he's pandering to each couple and kind of reinforcing the fact that there are 3 couples. And so people would be smart to try and use him as one of their numbers. I think that's a really interesting idea, and I think he's definitely playing the right way with that. My only fear is that he is going to throw the wrong competition and it's going to bite him, because as we know from tonight, this game still has plenty of twists like left to throw at them, and the only way you can really guarantee yourself safety is to win either HOH or veto.
Yeah, but oh man, I think Godfrey is in such a good position. Like, good for him, lasting all this time. He doesn't even consider himself and Bruno up here. He thinks that now it's Bruno and Zach. And I think Godfrey is kind of like making an interesting case to win if he makes it to the end. Like, he's throwing competitions. I love when he said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so, like, he just got eliminated first again. And he's like, here's the 3 rules to throwing competitions.
Oh, yeah. No, I like that.
Like, you're so silly. That's so dumb. But I was expecting, like, a confessional of somebody else saying, like, oh, it's so obvious that Godfrey's throwing it. But that wasn't even there. So I think people legitimately think that he's awful at competitions, which could work to his advantage, considering he's, like, the free agent for people needing numbers. So I don't know. He has a lot of interesting options open. I mean, he voted to keep Pilar, so Pilar could remember that. He has a connection with Bruno, so he has an in there. And then, of course, Sarah and Brittany are looking for any potential ally, so he has that option there as well. So I think Godfrey's in a really, really solid position. I also even though I would never personally throw a competition, I think that if you have that strategy, I think this is the perfect week for Godfrey to do it. I mean, any other person sitting on the block next to him, they're more threatening than him because they have another pair.
Yeah, you're cutting out a little bit, but I think I got the gist of what you were saying. So basically, by throwing all these comps, he's making them look a lot less threatening than anyone else in the game, which will help him stay no matter what. Which I agree. I think really, unless something really crazy happens with like a veto win or a twist, I don't see Godfrey going right now. Right now, I'm placing him maybe at like fifth, fourth place. Unless he can start winning some crucial competitions, which I think he definitely is capable of. I just hope he doesn't wait too long to kind of go for it.
Can we also talk about when, as soon as he found out that there is a $250,000 reward in POV, he's like, "Oh, I'm not throwing it no more. I want this. I want this," and he started competing hard. That's
what was I thinking? Oh yeah, no, that was typical Godfrey. Gotta love Godfrey. Total, easily one of my favorite players in the game right now, just on an entertainment level.
Yeah,
he's so perfect, so perfect. So let's see. So we've got Sarah trying to pitch her case to Ashley as well as Pilar with Zach and Bruno. Do you really think there's anything Sarah could say at this point, or do you think it's kind of a lost cause after Ashley won HOH?
Were you referring to when Sarah was pitching her case to who? Who was there?
So just to Ashley, the HOH. Like I want to pick your brain and see how you feel about Sarah campaigning. Like obviously it always helps to try and campaign, but did you really think there was a chance that she wasn't going on the block?
Probably not. Are you referring to the veto meeting? I think that's what you're talking about, right?
Right. Right. I mean, just in general, like she's been pitching to them throughout both episodes. She's trying to work them.
Yeah, I think that's just Sarah's thing. That's Sarah's game. So like she's gonna try to put any seed that she could possibly do. However, I think that her little pitch at the veto ceremony was kind of like a last chance for Ashley. Like, here's your chance.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I think that it would have been pointless at the end of the day.
Do you think it was weird that Ashley decided to put up Sarah and Godfrey instead of just like Sarah and Brittany? Because I thought that was kind of a weird set of nominations.
I think that was Ashley's interpretation of not going completely with Zach. I think that was her interpretation of, I'm playing my own game. This is my HOH. So guess what? Godfrey, you're the pawn.
Yeah, but the pawn is the guy that's been saying that he wants Zach out publicly, though.
Yeah. And it's funny because her target's like not even the pawn, like not even Godfrey.
I know.
It's Sarah. So like it doesn't make any sense. But at the end of the day, Brittany did not renominate Ashley. So in a sense, Ashley owed Brittany at least pre-veto safety. So I could see why she nominated Godfrey instead of Brittany. And plus, a lot of things bad happen to people that nominate Brittany. So maybe Ashley is learning from Queen Bee not to use her as a pawn.
Who do you think would have been better? Like before, obviously Sarah won veto, but who do you think would have been better for Ashley's game as far as a target? Ashley or Sarah or Godfrey?
I think. See, like whenever you draw the line with Sarah, you cut not just her, you cut Brittany too. So she cuts herself 2 places there, whereas Godfrey would have just he's gone, and Bruno would be sad, but he's still working with y'all because he has nobody left to work with. So it might have worked better for Ashley's advantage to go after Godfrey this week. And if that was her true intention, then she could have tried to backdoor Godfrey, not even giving him the chance to win POV by nominating Sarah and Brittany, saying, the plan is to backdoor Godfrey. Yeah, I think Ashley, we get to see Ashley play the game now. And by that, we just see like a diluted version of Zach's game.
Yeah, because kind of dipping into tonight's episode now, Zach is pushing for Brittany to be the target after Sarah wins the veto. and Ashley kind of says, you know what, I'm playing my own game, but then she still does it. Do you still think this move is still a representation of her game, or do you think she's just purely playing for Zach's benefit?
I mean, it's hard to say because who else can she nominate? Like Bruno, who used the veto on her like ally, the reason why he's still in the
Right.
house. Or Brittany, the person that was gunning for the couples. So like you can't fault her, but it just sucks because she's in a position where Zach's going to get all the credit, and Zach's taking ownership completely of her HOH reign. So it's just one of those unfortunate things where like even though it's her HOH reign, someone else is getting more credit for it.
I completely agree. I do think she made the right move by putting up Brittany. I think the editing kind of worked against her tonight, though, because obviously the edit made it seem like Zach convinced her to put up Brittany. But it's just like you said, like, who else is she going to put up? She's not going to put up Pilar. It makes no sense to put up Bruno. Like, you put up one of the pair, you should just put up the other when the one takes herself off. So I think that was kind of an unfortunate case of editing, making it look like she's just being controlled, even with like that diary room in there. Like the classic, I'm not going to do what this person wants, but then does the nomination that the person suggested. Like it would have been much better if she said, Zach wants me to do this, but, or just like not even just leave Zach out of the equation. Just be like, I want to put up Brittany because there's really no one else for me to put up. And she kind of said that in her veto ceremony. But I just wish editing would have done her a little bit more of a favor instead of just skewing things and making it look like Zach's controlling her, which I don't think he is completely.
Especially whenever Ashley did say, like, oh, this is my HOH reign. They said it right after Zach told Ashley to nominate V. Like, that's not the place you'd want to put that to try, like, to be on Ashley's side for Ashley's HOH reign, because it makes it seem like she's just doing what Zach wants. So yeah, I agree. The editing definitely wasn't on Ashley's side.
Yeah. So let's talk about like this secret power twist. So Brittany and Sarah get voted in to the have not room, and I bet you didn't see this twist coming. Sarah starts crying about it, and we get like this huge like I feel like they said all-time low like 20 times tonight. Like every confessional I was hearing from Sarah Brittany, this week is an all-time low for me. I'm like, all right, I get it. Like, it sucks, but I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but
you really are. You have no heart right now.
Maybe it's just because I knew what was coming with the power, and I'm still not a fan of this power. What do you think of this whole twist with the have-not and essentially the coup d'état?
I hate this twist, but I love this twist because it's falling into the right hands. However, I am going to give this caveat, though. Like, this is, in my opinion, taking away some credibility from Sarah and Brittany should they make it to the end, because they're basically being handed a power. It's very Big Brother 8 vibes right now, where like America's just handing Dick the game. Could Canada be handing Brittany and Sarah the game with this move? Potentially. So for that aspect and that reason, I'm not a fan of the twist. But I gotta say, when the twist was happening and I was watching them go throughout the whole house, I was like, you go, Brittany, divide, stay alive. I was so happy.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think for me, it's all about timing with twists. Like, that's my thing. Like, I'm fine if you want to do, like, crazy twists and, changing the game, but you have to put it at a timing where it's not going to have such a great effect on the game. And I think putting it at, like, Final 7 is just a little too far in the game. I think once you get to about the jury stage, I think is when you should try and cut off from twists and just let the people play. It kind of like in the first season of Big Brother Canada, where they brought someone back who was eliminated at final 7 or final 8, I think. Bring him back at final 5, and I just think it's too late in the game for stuff like that. It's an unfair advantage, and they're essentially getting handed this twist. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I also don't like that the veto for the round was totally luck based. Like, so not only are you going to have this huge coup d'etat power, but the only way that a player can truly be safe this week is through HOH and through veto. HOH, fine, good. Or endurance, who wants it more? Perfect. But a veto where you're just tossing balls and crossing your fingers that it lands in the right spot, like, really, like, people don't realize how important this competition is for them this week. And to have it just by the luck of the draw, I think kind of a slap in the face. And if I'm the one leaving this week, I would be very bitter because of it.
I mean, I'm just looking back at Neha, who didn't even have a chance to win the power veto. So I'm like, you made it this far, honey. At least you get jury. Neha got screwed.
All right. I mean, that's fair, but I mean, that's another reason I don't like the instant eviction twist either. Like, I feel
What do
like
you like then, Jacob? What do you like?
good question. No, I mean, I mean, I am really happy with the season so far, and I think it's got I think the season is kind of being a little underrated. But if there's one thing, and I feel like I say this every season with Big Brother Canada, it's just too much twist, too many twists, and I get it that that's their thing, and they want to shake up the game, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just kind of a classic guy with classic taste, and I just want to see the players play. Let the players play, Keith.
Let the players play. You have to expect the unexpected every single day.
Well, with this season, the unexpected would be to have a normal freaking week in the game. If they did that, that'd be a twist.
Holy moly. I'm feeling some passion.
Sorry, so Brittany gets the secret power, and it's essentially a coup d'etat. So my theory, or I guess my question to you is, who should be the most nervous Wednesday night, and who do you think is going to be the one leaving?
Well, I wanted to ask you that. Like, what do you think is Brittany's move? Who should her target be? Like,
I think it's easy.
Should Zach go or should Bruno go?
I think you just put up Zach and Bruno.
Just let the house decide?
Yeah, I mean, well, let's see. If Zach and Bruno go up, you have... Well,
there's also the aspect of Ashley's HOH reign was going after Brittany now, Brittany and Sarah. So why not nominate Ashley's two closest allies, Zach and Pilar?
I mean, I don't think it matters either way. I think as long as Zach's on the block, they have the votes to get rid of him because they have. Well, it depends because when Jeff used his coup, he wasn't allowed to vote. So that is a very interesting because if Brittany's allowed to vote, they have the votes to get rid of Zach easy, which is what they should do. They just have Sarah, Brittany, and Godfrey. That's all they need. If she doesn't vote, and let's say she does Pilar and Zach, I think they'd still be fine because then it would just be it would be 3 votes, and they have Sarah and Godfrey just vote out Zach. So honestly, I don't really think it matters who they put up next to Zach. I think Zach is absolutely toast at this point.
Okay, you think it's definitely going to be Zach?
Yeah, which I think is the best choice. Do you?
Yeah, but I would just like ponder the possibilities of Fire Brittany. Like, I would play it very personally. I was like, who is pissing me off today?
Yeah. Well, you can't always play it personally, Keith. You gotta be strategic. I mean, because think about it. Like, who do you think Ashley and Pilar are more likely to betray? Like, Zach or Bruno?
Bruno.
Yeah. So I think by getting rid of Zach, you're kind of getting rid of the glue that holds those people together. It'll be a lot easier for them to turn on each other. And I think Zach's the bigger threat competition-wise as well.
Yeah, and it would be a nice little message from Brittany to Ashley saying, you know what? You try to go after me and my number one.
I can get loud too.
I can get loud too. What the?
Oh my God, it's so funny. So is there anything else you wanted to, run through real quick? I feel like it's going to be pretty straightforward. Here's my question. Like, okay, let's assume Zach leaves, right?
Okay.
Let's assume the power gets used, Zach goes out the door. I want you to rank for me the people that are in the best spot to win the game. 1 being that's the best chance to win right now, 6 being least chance to win.
For number 1, like, am I assuming they made final 2, or who's likely to get to final 2?
I just win the game. I want to know who do you think's who's in the best spot to win the game right now. Rank them for me.
Okay, so a combination of factors. Number 1, I'm going to give to my girl Pilar because I think she's very likely to make it to the end. And who knows, she could definitely have the least blood on her hands. Take notes, Bobby. I'm going to give Pilar number 1. Number 2 is Brittany. I think people underrated her from day one, and she's coming out with twist after twist that works for her advantage. She won things fairly. She was handed certain things. But at the end of the day, Brittany is not a pawn, and I think everybody in the jury house knows that now. Number 3, I'm going to give it to Bruno. He definitely is working the game to his advantage. My concern, though, is that he's not going to make it to the end. That's the only reason why he's number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, I'm going to give it to Godfrey. I'm going to give the edge to Godfrey because I think that he is developing a case that's very similar to Dr. Will in season 2, where he just does nothing for a long time and just talks and finds his way at the end with a few enemies. So I think that he could develop an interesting perspective at the very end. Number 5, I'm giving Sarah. Even though that she was perceived as a threat throughout the entire season, she really hasn't done anything. And I think that's going to come back to haunt her whenever it comes to the jury questioning. However, she does have a chance because she's very well-spoken, and people credit her with a lot of moves. I mean, Jordan thought that Sarah was the one that ringleaded the whole blindside to him when it was actually Cindy. So, like, people are, like, giving Sarah a lot of credit for things she might not even do, so people might actually respect her for that. I don't know. Last, Ashley. Nobody really likes to reward somebody when they've been playing somebody else's game, and that's unfortunately what Ashley is doing for Zach. Now, granted, I gave Pilar number 1 on my list, and people could say the very same thing about her with Kevin. However, Pilar is just that damn good. Ashley, take notes.
Well, I would put Ashley in the top 3 spots easily.
Okay.
I do.
Give me your list. Give me your list and reasons.
I don't know. I was trying to think of it, but I would put. You know what? I'm gonna put Ashley. I'm gonna put Ashley as number 1. I think she's got the most. Like, assuming Zach leaves, Ashley has the most allies left in the game. I think she has the ability to work with the girls if she needs to. She has a loyal ally in Pilar. Pilar is never gonna cut Ashley. Never gonna cut Ashley. And, you know, there are moments in this game where she has done what Zach says, but these have been decisions that have also been good for her game. Like, we were just talking about her decision to nominate Brittany and said how even though the show kind of makes it look like Zach was puppeteering her, like, what other person was she going to put up? And I think that's an indicator that she is playing her own game, and especially with Zach out of the game. And for her to make the moves left and, you know, get down, I think she has a great shot of winning. Number 2, I would say, I'm going to say Brittany for kind of the same reason. I think Brittany's been playing an excellent game, and I think the biggest thing going for Brittany right now is that people are underestimating her. People still see Sarah as kind of like the head of those two. So I believe even after Brittany does this big move again, people are still going to vote out Sarah before they vote out Brittany, which is absolutely ridiculous to me. This girl has won an HOH. She won a triple eviction HOH, and now she's about to use a coup d'etat, and these people are probably like, dude, Sarah's calling the shots. So I would put Brittany at number 2. I think she has a great case if she can make it to the end. Number 3 is I'm going to go with Sarah, because I think Sarah is also someone who makes it, if she can make it to the end. I think she has a lot of jury support, and a lot of people would reward her. Even though I don't think she is the best player in this game at all, I kind of think perception is reality in the Big Brother house, and I think the perception is that she's definitely been masterminding a lot of things, whether it be true or not. That's what people are thinking. So I think she has a good case of winning. Number 4, I would put Pilar. I don't think Pilar. I don't know if there's someone Pilar could sit next to and win at this point, but I think there is a great chance that she's making it to the end, which is why I still rank her above Bruno and Godfrey. I mean, she does have a great social game, and maybe if the right people campaign, but she's just, love her to death. She's just not a good speaker. And the perception is that she's just been doing what either Ashley told her to do or what Kevin told her to do. Whether that's true or not, that's what people are thinking. Number 5, I think, is going to be Godfrey. I think Godfrey's definitely a sleeper. The only thing is there's not a lot of people that I think are going to want to take him. He doesn't have that ally. He doesn't have that person ride or die with. Possibly with Bruno, but I don't think Bruno's going to be in the game much longer after this week. And that leads me to Bruno. Even though I think Bruno has been playing one of the better games in the house, I think this twist is going to be a huge blow to Bruno's game, losing Zach. And after this, I think it's going to be easy for people to get others to turn on Bruno. So unless he wins the next HOH, I could see Bruno being one of the next ones to go. So I just don't think – I think he can win if he makes it. I just don't think he's going to make it. So that's my list.
Thank you so much for your list.
Thank you. So and we will see. Let's keep track of our list and see if who's got the more accurate order of the last few weeks.
Good luck, everyone else.
Good luck. All right, Keith, any last thoughts?
No, let's wrap it up like a burrito.
All right. Thank you guys for watching so much. Our double episode recap. Make sure you tune in for the explosive Wednesday eviction where Sarah gets to use a power that was handed to her. Anyway, no.
Did you realize you just said Sarah, not Brittany?
Oh, Brittany. Oh no. See, I'm just like the rest.
You were part of the problem. You are part of the disease, Jacob.
No, I feel so bad.
Don't worry, Brittany. I got you. I'm correcting it. This is your move. This is your moment, Brittany. This is you.
You're right, and I apologize. Anyway.
Okay, Sarah.
Watch the Wednesday episode. And also watch our recap after. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Jacob Harple at Most Humble at Sarcastivities, and like us on Facebook at Big Brother Basics, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And stay basic. Bye.